Mega health SOS in the national capital. Pollution source, Delhiites breathe toxic air. It's another year of an air emergency. Pollution peaks and dengue cases also on rise. Dengue plus pollution equals a deadly blow to Delhi. It's the same story every year. Is the AAP government asleep at the wheel? Delhi Health SOS.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. We're broadcasting this broadcast from Delhi. And the national capital once again has the same crisis that it has every year this time. Pollution plus dengue cases are on the rise. It's led to a surge of people rushing to hospitals either with dengue symptoms or unable to breathe as the toxic air once again is across the national capital. We're going to be talking about this and why every single year this is a problem that's still not been addressed or solved. A look at the headlines first. An India Today world exclusive on the Israel military base turned morgue. Bodies lie decapitated and burnt. Children's bodies remain unclaimed.
Bodies that are there, many of them of Israeli soldiers as well, most of them of Israeli civilians. There are several bodies of babies as well, we're told, that are in these containers.
Hamas horror atrocities unraveled. Chilling audio clip of Hamas terrorists released by Israel at the United Nations. Terrorists heard boasting of the Israel massacre. Israel's arch enemies come together in a huddle. Hezbollah, Hamas and Islamic Jihad hold terror conclave in Lebanon's Beirut. Iran wants Israel again, says it's incapable of confronting Muslim fighters. NCERT panel's recommendation to change India to Bharat in school textbooks sparks row. India allies Congress and AAP hit out, claim BJP is distorting history for political gain. National capital shrouded in smog once again as pollution levels continue to deteriorate. Stubble burning cases surge in Punjab. BJP blames ruling AAP government for pollution spike. Congress and BJP lock horns over Kanin Pujan in poll-bound Madhya Pradesh. Digvijay Singh calls Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister's Pujan as drama. Shivraj hits back, says Congress is disrespecting women again. Let's begin with breaking news that's coming in from Tamil Nadu of an attempt to attack the Raj Bhavan in Chennai. An accused man was seen, in fact, hurling petrol bombs at the Tamil Nadu Raj Bhavan. He's been taken into custody. He's been identified as a history sheeter who reportedly had a role also in hurling petrol bombs to the BJP office in Chennai earlier. Now, we understand that this particular man on the left of your screens hurled cans full of petrol at the main gate of Raj Bhavan. He then went ahead and almost hurled a bottle that was lit up at the petrol cans, but then the cops caught him and took him into custody. He's been arrested now, but the BJP is lashed out at the DMK government, saying here's proof of the complete breakdown of law and order in the state of Tamil Nadu. Pramod Madhav is joining us live now from outside Raj Bhavan in Chennai. Pramod, can you tell us exactly what happened there?
Absolutely, Akshita. This is a very secure place, and around 2:45 p.m. is when the incident occurred. In fact, I have exclusive image of the petrol bomb hurled, and later, how the police and security forces here try to clear it as well. Now, this complete area has been cordoned, and we are standing outside Raj Bhavan gate number 1. This is a prominent gate through which VIPs enter, and this entire area generally itself there will be like a high security zone. And even after that, this person called Karka Vinod was able to walk almost a kilometer from Saidapet Court to this spot, and he had been carrying 4 bottles with petrol, of which one he set it on fire and hurled it over here. The image I showed earlier, and before he could do any more damage, the security personnel here, they stopped him. This is like becoming a serious issue because this has occurred on the Raj Bhavan gate number 1, one of the most secured places. Generally, even people are not allowed to stand here for more than a minute. So that kind of security is here. And even after that, this same person who hurled a petrol bomb at BJP office in Chennai almost 3 years ago and was in prison for that. We've been told that he got released 3 days earlier, and he has done that. Now, police are investigating, where we are coming to know that he's giving a kind of like excuses that police are also not ready to accept, that he did it for these are allegations that through sources we've come to know that he claims that he wanted prisoners who have been in prison for more than 10 years to be released, and such things he's been saying over there. But police are trying to find out exactly where he got the petrol. Did he act on his own, or were there someone else behind him? So all these are being investigated, Akshita.
Okay, Pramod, where you're standing at the Raj Bhavan, I see now that security has been beefed up, completely barricaded off. The media is not being allowed close to the front gates. But what's the point now? This was a serious security lapse. Pramod telling us that the accused here was the same man who had hurled petrol bombs at the BJP office in Chennai, was released just 3 days ago and has already committed a similar crime once again. And he claims his motive was because he wanted to fight for the release of convicts who've been in jail for many years. But obviously that's something that needs to be investigated. Why did he target Raj Bhavan? Why was he targeting the Tamil Nadu governor's residence, considering earlier he had targeted the BJP? Is this someone who is targeting the DMK baiters? We will in fact track this story for more and the investigation as it progresses. Pramod, thanks very much for joining us with those details. Switching over to the top story that we're tracking in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. It's that time of the year again where every single Delhiite is stepping out with a mask because of the toxic air around. And it's only going to get worse. Diwali is yet to hit. At that point, experts have said that you're going to see air pollution peak. There are many who are already reporting symptoms of having breathing difficulties, of allergies, etc. And unfortunately, every single year, we also see a lot of promises about how it's going to be addressed, how farm fires will come down, and how Delhi is not going to be suffering with this same smog all over again. That promise has once again completely fallen flat because yet again pollution levels are hitting new heights.
Delhi is shrouded in smog once again. As pollution levels increase, stubble burning has started in Haryana and Punjab, adding to the city's woes. The air quality in the national capital on Wednesday dropped to the very poor category. In adjoining Noida, it was recorded at 218 or poor. And in Gurugram, the AQI was 168, which means moderate. Lodhi Road, Delhi University, Model Town, IIT Delhi, and International Airport are among the areas worst affected.
There is information available that the farm fires in Punjab and the adjoining areas have also started increasing, while usually since the last few days, Punjab daily farm fires had touched the 200 mark. For yesterday, that was on Tuesday, it clocked the 300 mark. Apart from that, we also saw Ravan effigies being burning, leading to pollution. So coupled with all these regions, the Delhi NCR has once again dipped into the poor category.
The BJP blamed the Arvind Kejriwal government for the pollution spike.
देखिए ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी एक ऐसे व्यक्ति हैं, आप आज पूछिए जो बाइडेन के ऊपर धर देंगे लेके कि सब कुछ उनके लिए हुआ, अमेरिका में हमारी सरकार आएगी तब जाके ये दिल्ली ठीक होगा। तो इस प्रश्न का कोई उत्तर नहीं है। ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को संभालना, उनके प्रश्नों का उत्तर कोई नहीं दे सकता है, क्योंकि वो घड़ी घड़ी रंग बदलते हैं।
व्हीकल पोल्यूशन है, उसको कम करने की कोशिश हो रही है। दिल्ली में पटाखों पर प्रतिबंध है, दिल्ली के अंदर ग्रीन बेल्ट को बढ़ाया जा रहा है। इन सब का इम्पैक्ट क्या है कि अगर आज ये सारी चीजें नहीं होती तो फिर आज 300 नहीं 450 AQI होता है.
According to the government data, over 2,500 cases of stubble burning have been reported this year so far. The AAP government in Punjab claims farm fires in the state are down by half. The Haryana government, headed by BJP, claims compared with last year, the cases of stubble burning have reduced by 60%. The Agriculture Department in Haryana is imposing fines on farmers burning stubble. Despite these measures, farmers were found to be burning stubble.
सस्टेनेबिलिटी की तरफ देखना पड़ेगा. इंडस्ट्रीज जो है दिल्ली के आसपास और जो त्योहार वगैरह हैं उसमें सस्टेनेबिलिटी का फोकस लाके फटाकों का प्रयोग कम करके चलते हुए हम इसको कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं.
There is really heavy smog which we can see surrounded all over the India Gate. Although we have a good heavy plantation nearby, but we can feel heaviness in breathing. It's not that easy.
For Delhi, the worst is yet to come. Experts say farm fires are likely to peak between October 27 and November 15, around the time the city celebrates Diwali. Vishriya Chatterjee, Bureau Report, India Today.
So why are we seeing pollution levels rise right now? Is it only because of farm fires from Punjab? Let's decode for you exactly what we're seeing right now in the neighboring parts of the national capital that's led to Delhi looking like this right now. So in the last few days, and I'm starting from October 16th because then pollution levels weren't as bad. And you see that also in the map here where the farm fires largely aren't really there in Punjab. There are a few in Haryana. What's important to highlight here, let me just show you this on the map here, that there are a few farm fires here in the national capital as well. But largely, it's not in fact very high, which is why October 16th, 17th, you didn't see many farm fires. Let's take this forward as well to the next few days and closer to today. Look at this particular map. This particular area shows you how much of stubble burning continues. And what we also want to highlight here is that it isn't just Punjab, it's also Haryana. So amid the political blame game, it's important to put the focus on this as well. And with each passing day, you see more and more of these circles here that highlight the farm fires. In Punjab, the numbers increase, but in Haryana and along the border here is where you see the maximum number of farm fires really taking place. It spreads out more as the days go by. But remember that as these farm fires take place, all of the smog moves here towards the national capital and then stays stagnant due to environmental conditions as well. So this is what it looks like right now in neighboring parts of Delhi. And with every passing day, the numbers are only increasing. There are questions about whether it's being checked at all by the administration, by the government. Because you can see here that along Haryana, Punjab, particularly this area, you see a lot of farm fires taking place. But even as we show you that in both Punjab and Haryana, stubble burning is continuing clearly unabated. Let's get you a reaction now from the Punjab government. So the Punjab government, which is the Bhagwat Mann government, the AAP government, has maintained that they are not to blame for the pollution levels in the national capital. Unsurprisingly, the AAP government has said there are many factors that contribute to Delhi pollution, and it's not just about what is happening in Punjab. It's not just Punjab that's contributing to pollution levels in Delhi. But needless to say, it is one of the big contributing factors, and we'll have to see whether that's something that AAP is willing to acknowledge or not, because in the last many years, Arvind Kejriwal constantly blamed Punjab. Now you've got Punjab saying, no, we are not the ones who are contributing to Delhi's pollution.
This will be in a sharp decline as far as Punjab stubble burning or fires are concerned. Then why is it that Delhi continues to be so polluted? And, you know, why fingers are always pointed towards pollution?
Let's say as a scientist or as a playing my role in the environment, so I can easily understand. So Delhi itself already is having a lot of different sources of pollution, which are already existing there. As a matter of any urban city or densely populated city, you can understand when there is a more population per unit area, what will happen? All kind of requirements will increase, all kinds of vehicle will increase, all kind of energy requirement will be there.
I want to now bring in Kamaljeet Sandhu on this broadcast, who's been getting us a number of ground reports on the farm fire reality in parts of Punjab and in Haryana. Kamaljeet, we just showed a graphic to our viewers which showed how in parts of Punjab and largely in Haryana, you've still got stubble burning taking place. What's the situation where you are? You're reporting right now from Patiala. Is there some attempt to control farm fires, or is it continuing completely unchecked?
Well, we are in Bhateri Kala village. This is in Patiala. And behind me are those lush fields. We'll just try and zoom in to you. But clearly, as far as Bhagwant Mann government is concerned, that's a big challenge. Because now only 35 to 40% of the fields have been harvested. What is left is 60%. And this is going to be a test of fire for the Bhagwant Mann government. But let's just get to the farmers and find out as to what the real problem is. आप लोगों से बात करना चाहते हैं. हमारे साथ अवतार सिंह जी हैं इस वक्त. ये बताइए कि जब बात आती है स्टबल बर्निंग की, पराली की, आप लोग जलाते क्यों हैं? जलाने की क्या मींस इतना क्यों है? क्योंकि पोल्यूशन तो बहुत ज्यादा होता है.
पराली मैडम जी इस तरह जलाते हैं. ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਰੀ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਮੀ ਹੈ. ਮਸ਼ੀਨਰੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਜੋ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਰੀ ਦੇਂਗੇ, ਸਾਡੇ ਏਰੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਰਾਲੀ ਸਾੜਨੀ ਪੈ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਮਜਬੂਰੀ ਕਾਰਨ. ਮਜਬੂਰੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਰਾਲੀ ਸਾੜ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ.
This is a desperate measure as being mentioned by जंग सिंह हमारे साथ हैं भारतीय किसान यूनियन. आपने कहा कि कॉम्पनसेशन मिले या मशीनरी मिले, कुछ ना कुछ किसान को मिलना चाहिए, तब जाके ये कुछ रुकेगा.
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਪਰਾਲੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਜੀਰੀ ਵੱਢਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਜੀਰੀ ਵੱਢ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਅੱਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ. ਜੇ ਉਹ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਹੁੰਚੂਗੀ ਨਾ, ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੁੱਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅੱਗ ਲਾਵਾਂਗੇ. सारा लाना जैसे नहीं भूखते हैं कि भी आप.
अभी तक कोई आपके पास मैकेनिज्म, मीटिंग्स तो हुई हैं आपके, पर आपके पास कोई मशीनरी पहुंची है? कुछ
नहीं कोई मशीनरी पहुंची है. मतलब बाई दे गई है मशीनरी. ਉਹਦੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਵੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਇਹ ਗੱਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਵੇਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਪਏ ਨੇ ਖੇਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਜੇ ਵੀ ਪਏ ਨੇ.
So we'll just try and tell you what he's trying to tell us is, now this has been done. Now they say this is going to be picked up by the government vehicles. So they say what has been done as far as the measures being taken is that they do collect it, but they've been lying for a period of time. They said, as soon as this entire season of paddy is over, they have to move very quickly. The other part is obviously as to what the experts have been telling us, that they say till 1970 they were encouraged to have paddy instead of crop diversification. It's very important that the centre and the state get in crop diversification back in Punjab soon if they want to get rid of this air pollution problem. So this is obviously a multifarious problem, but meanwhile it seems that the farmers seem to be under pressure. Now some of them have actually mentioned that they have been to Dhuri, which is Bhagwant Mann's own constituency.
So what you're telling us, Kamaljeet, is that a lot more steps need to be taken. And I'm going to have to wrap this up, but you've got also a voice of the farmers there who are talking about the challenges they face. It's easy to blame the farmers here, but the administration needs to step in and ensure that they do their bit to stop these kind of farm fires. Now, we've seen the kind of images coming in from the national capital, the layer of smog we're all too familiar with at this time of the year. What's unfortunate is that it's a double whammy for Delhi. If you live in Delhi right now, I'm sure and I can guarantee you know someone who's down with dengue and hospitalized, because that's how grave it is right now. And again, this is an annual affair. This time of the year, you see a surge in dengue cases. This year, however, it's particularly bad. And let me just show you that in the form of numbers of how we've seen a rise in dengue cases from 2018 to now. You look at the numbers, there's a downfall, in fact, from 2018 to 2020, where 1,310 it came down to 489, went up in 2022 to 1,876. Right now, it's at 4,965. Remember that this data, what we've done is we've put out a comparative analysis of this time of the year. By October, what were the numbers through the last 20 years? Now it's at 4,965. So nearing the 5,000 mark, worse than ever before. The only silver lining is that the deaths have come down. And let me show you those figures as well. Again, this is data that we're comparing October till October of every single year. You had a surge in 2021 during the COVID pandemic. It reached 23. Right now, the death toll is at 1. We're hoping it stays that way. But there is obviously going to be a question about what's been done to prevent this kind of a surge in dengue cases right now in the national capital. Many would say, look, it's seasonal, look, it's because of weather, there's nothing we can do. But obviously, with regards to fumigation, ensuring hygienic conditions on streets, there will be questions about whether enough has been done on that front. The AAP government and the MCD, the data that we're putting out right now is based on what we've compiled. But there's no actual proper data that's been put out by the MCD so far. And there are questions about whether the AAP-run MCD is trying to hide some of the data that's coming forward on how many cases have been reported. Let me get you now a detailed report also on this. And what's the dengue situation like in Delhi?
Almost 5,000 cases of dengue in Delhi this year. The data is up until the 21st of October. In Delhi, in fact, the highest number of dengue cases is usually reported in 2 months, October and November. A sudden dip is seen in December. This year, rains have been unprecedented, highest in the last 60 years.
आज मेरे को तीसरा दिन है हॉस्पिटल में आने के बाद मेरे को फीवर तो नहीं है बाकी और प्रॉब्लम्स लंग्स पर स्वेलिंग किडनी पर स्वेलिंग पेट की थैली पर स्वेलिंग पेट में पानी काफी इन्फेक्शंस मेरे को साइड इफेक्ट्स डेंगू से हो रहे हैं
The Municipal Corporation of Delhi says around 165 teams have been deployed for survey work across the city, and a survey of 4,541 houses in 108 areas has been done.
Particularly this year, the rain was prolonged, so we have more cases this year, and we have right now 15 patients admitted in our hospital, and we have seen that this time the Dengue virus was seen. And we have the sufficient stock of platelets, but luckily this time the deaths are less.
Since January 1st, a total of 4,965 dengue cases have been seen in Delhi. In the last 1 week alone, at least 525 cases were seen. Last year, during the same season, the number of cases stood at 4,470. In 2021, at 9,613. One death has been reported due to dengue this year. Last year saw 9 deaths. In the year 2021, there were 23 deaths.
Well, not just Delhi, Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh, for example, has seen a 14-fold increase in cases of dengue. While India has the ideal weather conditions for the Aedes mosquito to breed, importantly, the World Health Organization says the disease is also now being seen in places it was never seen earlier. It's surging throughout the world and coming to places that had never seen it. California, for example, just confirmed a rare case of dengue also. The WHO has warned of endemic dengue in the US and Europe, speaking volumes of how the environment is becoming increasingly conducive to dengue transmission. Take a look at this data.
According to a 2023 report published in The Lancet, between 1951 and 60 and 2012 and 21, the number of months suitable for Aedes aegypti dengue transmission in India increased 1.69% every year to reach 5.6 months. The cyclical nature of dengue transmission highlights the importance of year-round vigilance and prevention efforts. With Sushant Mehra and Ram Kinkar, in New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for India Today TV.
And it's not just Delhi, unfortunately. In Uttar Pradesh also, we're seeing an unprecedented surge in dengue cases. 16,000 cases that have been reported in Uttar Pradesh. And largely it's cities like Lucknow where we're seeing a surge in cases that's led to this figure of 16,000 plus. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like any state government, any administration or authority has been able to curb the rise in dengue cases during the season post the monsoon. And we're seeing these kind of numbers coming in from different parts of the country, whether it's Uttar Pradesh, whether it's Madhya Pradesh, or here in the national capital as well. So this is something that we will continue to track here on India Today and ask questions to the authorities on whether enough was done to safeguard people and ensure this kind of a health crisis didn't really play out, particularly here in Delhi, where it's pollution coupled with this dengue crisis. That's all we have time for in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Thanks very much for tuning in.